The Lamb purchased a people scattered among the nations. He purchased a people from the nations. He bought them from the nations. He paid for them out of the nations of the world. This is what John was showing us in John 10:15-16 when he quoted Jesus like this. This is John 10:15. I lay down my life for the sheep. And I have other sheep that are not of this fold. I must bring them also. They will listen to my voice. That's why any evangelism succeeds. So by his blood, he purchases a people, his sheep, and he gathers them by means of missionaries and witnesses who speak the words of the shepherd, and the sheep hear the voice of the shepherd, and they follow him, and he gathers them from every tribe and tongue and people and nation, and they are his kingdom. It's what John meant in John 11:52 when he said this. Jesus will die to gather into one the children of God who are scattered abroad. Keep on preaching, Paul. Don't be afraid. I have a people in this city. Acts 18:10. Jesus will die to gather into one the children of God who are scattered abroad. It's what Paul meant when he said to the Ephesian elders, care for the church of God, which he obtained with his own blood. That's what he meant when he said in Ephesians 5:25, husbands, love your wives like this. Christ loved the church and gave himself for her. Don't love every woman like you love your wife. And it's what Jesus meant when he said at the Last Supper, this cup is poured out for you as the new covenant in my blood. What did the blood of the new covenant purchase? Different from the blood thrown against the altar at Sinai. I'll read it to you. This is Ezekiel 36:26 and 27. I will give you a new heart, and I will put a new spirit within you, and I will remove the heart of stone from your flesh and give you a heart of flesh, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and be careful to obey my rules. In other words, the blood of the new covenant, the blood of the Lamb, purchased a people who by the blood are kept from worshiping the beast. Their names are in a book before the foundation of the world, Revelation 13:8. They are a chosen people by grace before the creation of the world, Ephesians 1:4. And those whom he chose, he purchased. And those whom he purchased, he called. And those whom he called, he delivered from the heart of idolatry. And those whom he delivered and gave a new heart, he justified. And those whom he justified, he glorified. The purchase of the blood of Christ is a real purchase, not a possible purchase. It's a real purchase. He obtained forever what he paid for. He will have it. The Lamb will have the reward of his suffering. It is sure. It is done. That's the first thing to say about the question, who are these people for whom he died or whom he purchased? They are the people in the book of life, chosen before the foundation of the world, the church, the bride, the sheep, the children, all believers. Second, here's the second thing to say, which is why I was assigned this text and given the title I was. It says that these people for whom he paid this price and did this liberation come from every tribe and language and people and nation. What should I say about that? Of all the things I could say about, they're not political nation states. There's 6,000 languages, untold numbers of tribes in this world. And every one of them he's moving toward with a purchase that's done and sending us to trumpet the word of the shepherd, which the sheep will hear and come. But here's what I'm going to do, because I've never seen this before, and I want you to come with me into a fresh sight. I'm going to go to Philippians chapter 3. I'm going to lay these texts on top of each other, and then I'm going to think out loud. When Paul wrote Philippians 3, he was trying to help a certain group of opponents realize that their vaunted boast in their ethnic and religious pedigrees were useless without Jesus. Here's what he says. This is verses 4 to 6 of Philippians 3. If anyone else thinks he has reason for confidence in the flesh, I have more. Circumcised on the 8th day, of the people of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew of Hebrews, as to the law, a Pharisee, as to zeal, a persecutor of the church, as to righteousness under the law, blameless. Historic people, Israel. Honored tribe, Benjamin. Cultural, linguistic, ethnic elite, Hebrew of Hebrews. Highest religious exclusivity, Pharisees. All of them honored, all of them esteemed, all of them historically venerated. And in relation to God, all of them precious, beautiful. And yet, all of them worthless where Christ is missing. Whatever gain I had, I counted as loss, verse 7, for the sake of Christ. And yet, as a slain lamb, Jesus purchased a people from all of them. All over the world. All over the world, people feel superior in their tribe, their people, their language, their ethnicity. Or, all over the world, people feel inferior in their tribe, their people, their language, their ethnicity. Their sense of ethnic superiority makes them feel more worthy of God's favor, or their sense of ethnic inferiority makes them feel less worthy of God's favor. And into that universal pride and fear, or pride and shame, Revelation 5:9 says, the Lamb of God, by his blood, infallibly purchased a people, a single people, from all of them. All of them. The effectiveness of his blood purchase can't be stopped by ethnic pride or ethnic fear. He has conquered by his blood. He will have what he purchased. His blood will break the back of all ethnic pride. His blood will overcome ethnic fear. The blood will shatter tribal superiority, and the blood will surprise tribal inferiority. The blood will bring down linguistic snobbery and give hope to linguistic shame. In other words, Revelation 5:9, by your blood you ransom people for God from every tribe, every language, every people, every nation, tells us not only the multi-ethnic global reach of Christ and his purchase, it also points to the kinds of obstacles, ethnic pride, ethnic fear, that cannot defeat the achievement of the blood. The price is paid. The people are purchased. No ethnic boast, no ethnic embarrassment can change the achievement of the blood. He will have his reward from every people.